Ladies and gentlemen, they will never, ever stop trying to take your Second Amendment rights. Let me show you why.
That's why today the department is launching an intensified national ghost gun enforcement initiative to determine and deter criminals from using those weapons to cover their tracks.
Now, wasn't he part of the same administration that did the Fast and the Furious run, where you were shipping illegal guns into Mexico? So why don't they want Americans to have firearms? Look what's going on in Canada. Look what's going on in Canada. They've threatened military action against a few truckers who are protesting the vaccine mandates, which is well within their rights. But, they want to use military action against them. Do you think these people? Let's finish this. Hold on, I'll do it at the end.
If you commit a crime with a ghost gun, not only are state and local prosecutors going to come after you, but expect federal charges and federal prosecution as well. We've also created.
Sounds like a threat to me there, buddy boy.
The strike force to crack down on illegal gun trafficking across state lines. As the mayor said, as he pointed out, guns that are used to kill people in New York City, they aren't made in New York City. They aren't.
Actually, not true. One of the biggest gun factories in the United States is based in New York City. Based. That's where they're at, in New York City. The NRA was based in New York City. I think it's moved to Tennessee now. So you're lying.
Sold in New York City. They are sold in other places. Today, the Attorney General directed all U.S. attorneys in the United States to prioritize combating gun trafficking across state lines and city boundaries.
So, if you ask me, these spineless, know nothing. Criminals are never wrong. See, it doesn't matter if you go out there and you put in 16, 18 hours of work a day. I think actually 18 is illegal. If you're putting in 12 to 16 hours a day, you're working your ass off. Some dude with a gun has the right to take it from you. I'm sorry. No, you don't. I'm going to defend myself. They are literally afraid of the malicious. And you know why they are? Because nobody's buying their bullshit. I'm not buying it. I know my listeners aren't buying it. And could you imagine if the Canadian government, Trudeau, that punk ass bitch, I want to do a show on that. You stand with Black Lives Matter, but you won't stand with the life and soul of your country. So if truckers just said, hey, well, we're not going into liberal cities. We're not going into cities where the cops have been defunded. We're probably going to get hijacked. And we're not making any money. That sounds like a reasonable thing to me. But no, not to these idiots. See, they want to force you to do what they want you to do. But they know as long as the Second Amendment stands, that's why I urge each and every one of you to get armed, take a class. I'm thinking about over on Dawson Defense LLC on Facebook, starting to do free classes. Everybody at this time and point needs to be armed. It is what it is. But this feckless piece of shit, how did you guys elected him president? Really? You voted for him? Really? He's a shell of what he used to be. I appreciate the racist Joe Biden more because at least he was real and honest and straightforward than whatever this is we have now. You elected a shell of a man. Hey, and you know what? It's not even against Joe Biden. Because in every man's life, he becomes a shell of what he used to be. It happens. You can look at your sons and your nephews, and they are who you used to be. As a matter of fact, I had this conversation with my nephew last night. And because of life circumstances and just getting older, you become a shell of what you used to be. But this, now you see, they want to take your guns. So you cannot put up a resistance. So you have to do exactly what they say. See, right now, Joe Biden and the left, they're jealous of Australia and Canada. You know why? Because they tricked their citizens into giving up their guns. And they willingly did it. Like idiots. In America, especially in Texas, it's not going to be that easy. You see, one thing I realized when I moved back home to Texas is that we revel in history. Remember the Alamo. Remember, that's our battle cry. And we use it for everything. It's like that's the last hit of lettuce. Remember the Alamo, and everybody goes in for it. New York, and I have to say, most of the original 13 colonies are not like that. You pale comparisons to God's country of Texas. West Virginia, Florida, Oklahoma, Arizona, Mississippi. Those places run like we do. So what are you going to do? Fight half the armed country? Well, no, of course not what they're going to do. So they want to send in the troops. But the majority of your troops are from where we're from. So what are you going to do? Have people go kill their own people? Might not happen like you think. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a quick video. I got a lot to do. I'm going to cut this one short. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about they need to cut off your Second Amendment rights, your right to own a firearm, to own what the military has. It's like in part of his speech, he says, well, when the Second Amendment was written, people weren't allowed to have cannons. That's a damn lie. You're lying. Private citizens had warships. The government would constrict them to do naval blockades. Private citizens had warships with cannons. Oh, fucking dried up piece of shit. Anyway, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think about this attack on our Second Amendment rights, and if you'll abide. And even if you want, don't list the type of firearms you have, because fuck the government. They can kiss my ass at this point. But like, subscribe, share. As always, especially in these days and times, keep your powder really dry.